like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close, I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and woo. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Woo. Watch how I set it up. Bet you I shut it down. Watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner. Got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins. Yeah. Ain't no L's. I gotta get a no call to quits. Yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to... Yo, shout out to... Hang on a second. I'm coming back to the chat, guys. But what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. And Bitcoin is finally getting some volatility here, guys. This time to the upside. We're going to be breaking down the key levels for you guys. Are we out of the woods? Hang on one second. One sec, guys. Mrs. Candles, can you bring me some quality regular water? Not Aztecian cactus moss water, just regular water. I don't know. I heard something. I think she said yes. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. But guys, I want to talk about this Bitcoin breakout. Is this what we needed to get out of the woods for a much bigger move to the upside? I want to talk about the possibilities of a continuation to the upside. Talk about what we were looking at on Friday's live stream that made us potentially anticipate this continuation to the upside. I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to happen over the weekend, but as we were looking at that higher time frame or higher hourly time frame money flow coming to the upside, it was indicating we could potentially get a little bit of a move up. So I want to cover that stuff. That way we can try to predict this stuff before it happens time and time again. I want you guys to understand what we were looking at. And then I'm going to take a look at the higher time frames. Are we out of the woods? If not, what level do we have to cross in order to look at the Mrs. Candles hands in the chat? But if we do wind up getting a continuation up here, guys, what levels do we need to flip to get those bigger moves to the upside? We're going to cover it all on tonight's live stream. So shout out to the Mafia. Go ahead and smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some chances to win some free crypto. Shout out to Golden. Let's go here. Let's see if the stream deck will work tonight. There we go. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for getting those memberships, bro. I appreciate you. 50 Frankie Candles memberships going out to the Mafia. I don't even know if we have 50 people in here who don't have memberships, but if you don't have a membership, you're probably going to get one right now. So shout out to Golden. Thank you for starting off the stream strong. Bitcoin's pumping, and so are those Frankie Candles memberships. So shout out to you guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. We gave away 10 bags of ADA, as well as some of Crypto Billy's new books. Oh, God, this dang microphone. Shout out to whoever just said that. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. But yeah, we gave away a ton of stuff last week, and we will be giving away more stuff on Friday. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Every 100 likes gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. If we hit 550 likes on tonight's live stream, I will add some extra sauce to those giveaways. And I think that's about all we got. So let's go ahead and shout out to the Candle Mafia. We got Crypto Mike in the chat. What is going on? We got Aladdin. We got Aladdin in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Hopefully you brought your magic carpet and we can fly this thing to 100K. Let's see. Chats are coming in quick. Shout out to Crypto Billy, one of our amazing mods, guys. Show our mods some love in the chat. We got Rob the Crypto Snob. Shout out to Alex O. What is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. The memberships are going nuts right now. It's like you turn into the live stream and you get a membership right away is what it looks like. Shout out to Creighton C. Shout out to Mike Vito. Shout out to Gen Z. Shout out to K Bank. Shout out to Multi-Sig Dummy. Mike E20. Shout out to you, bro. And K Diggity. What is going on, bro? He loves the goats over here. But guys, with all that being said, I think we are ready to jump on into the charts here. Golden says, now the mic is too low. If I raise the mic any more, it will physically be clipping. So yeah, let me know if the audio, let's see, something wrong with the mic. Test. Let me know, what, mic is low, too low. Did it just happen? Hold on a second. Let me bump up one notch here. Is that a little bit better? Testing. It's fine now. Up a little more. Oh, God, we'd be here all day. Up a little more, down a little more. But anyway, shout out to Alec. Says LFG, Frankie. Shout out to Jay Bella. Says you're the best. Shout out to Jay Bella. But there we go. Better. Okay, this sounds good. Audio is perfect now. Adjust your volume, guys. Okay, yeah, shout out to Tony D. Yeah, we will be clipping. I'm surprised we're not clipping a little bit right now. But you guys say it's good, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on. And let's go ahead and jump on into the charts, guys, and try to figure out where this thing is going next. We'll talk about those key levels of resistance and potentially those levels we need to flip to see a bigger move to the upside, as well as those higher time frames, guys, because there are some potential bullish signs. Let's jump into it. So here we are. When all-time high BTC. Shout out to Gen Z. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Okay, let's continue on. I think the audio is good. But let's go ahead and see here, right? So obviously, guys, we did get this big move to the upside here. Is this the move we needed to be out of the woods? And the quick answer to that question is not necessarily, right? Now, this is definitely a good sign. I would say I'm leaning more bullish on Bitcoin in the medium term here based off of what we were looking at on the higher hourly time frames on our last live stream on Friday. And as you guys know, some things that we were looking at were these higher hourly time frame money flows coming up towards that zero line, looking for crossovers into the green. You can see the 10-hour money flow crossed over into the green, and then the 12-hour, I actually looked at this on the market update earlier today. Money flow coming up to that zero line, as well as that 16-hour also coming up here, looking for a potential crossover into the green. Now, we are still a little bit further away on the 12 and 16-hour, but money flow is definitely starting to look a little bit better, and this could be the potential signs of bullish signals to come, which would be those actual money flow crossovers, but obviously nothing just goes up in a straight line, guys. You can see the VWAP is starting to roll to the downside, and, this could potentially cause some volatility, right? We might bounce around a little bit, but as that money flow continues up and crosses over that zero line, we can potentially anticipate a continuation to the upside, targeting some of those higher levels. And like I said on Friday's live stream, not only were we looking at these money flow crossovers potentially looking to come, and again, obviously the only one we got was the 10-hour, but we were also looking at some of the higher daily time frames, actually watching these green dots that we're printing. We had the 3-day green dot. We now have the 4 and the 5-day green dots printing, which is basically how we break this down, guys, is these higher time frame green dots or on the higher daily time frames would indicate more upside, right? We talked about this in the premium Discord today, which is likely, right? So the money flow coming up, higher time frame green dots gave us the idea that the continuation to the upside could continue. However, is this what we needed to get a big blast off to all-time highs? And to be quite honest with you, not necessarily. This is obviously, bullish because we are coming up, but you have to think to yourself, right? If we did wind up coming on, let me come over to a clean chart here, and to shout out to the regular colors on the Market Cipher B, guys. I did film a Market Cipher masterclass over the weekend for you guys. We're going to be dropping that tomorrow on Wednesday at 1 p.m. We will be dropping that. I break down all of Market Cipher B. I separate each individual piece of it. I talk about it. I break it down. What does everything mean? How do you put it all together? So stick around for Wednesday, 1 p.m. We will be dropping that video. But if we take a look here, guys, this is bullish, right? We're getting the move up, and like I said, the money flow coming up with the higher time frame green dots could potentially give us a continuation, and I would lean a little bit more bullish for this continuation to the upside. However, That is much different than just calling for massive all-time highs, right? And in my opinion, right, if we were looking at this as a macro kind of just range, right, looking at the 2-day money flow, still in the red here, right? 3-day money flow, although coming up locally, is still technically trending to the downside. So we can't forget that. Now, we also want to remember where we are in the cycle, right? We're typically not in an area where we go back down into a massive bear market. So if the 4-year cycle is going to play out as we would expect it to, we would really need to see this money flow fake out. And to be quite honest, we need this money flow to fake out, right? If we don't want a bigger drop to the downside and we don't want one of those lower highs to come in and a big drop down to 51 to 52K or maybe even into the 40s, if we do not want that to happen, we need this money flow to start coming up and breaking these previous highs to give us something like we've gotten in the past, right? I actually talked about this in the premium today. Back here in 2020, we had money flow coming up, and then it started looking pretty bearish, started coming towards that zero line, and then eventually we came back up, and we just eventually wound up coming up into a bigger green wave. And in my opinion, we are kind of in the area of the market where, or the area in the cycle where it would be more likely, and like this is why I'm saying we need this, because it would be more likely to see something like that happen rather than just come into the red and then see a massive drop down to like, another massive bear market, right? So with that being said, this money flow is still technically trending out until we start breaking these previous highs. But so if we are going to see that play out as you would expect, just from a technical perspective, we would be anticipating a potential lower high to come in, right? And a potential rejection back down to lower prices, breaking that structure and continuing the downtrend, right? So it would be something like this. I'm not saying it's going to come down to 38K, but just in general, we do have to be careful because if this money flow is just going to roll over and come back into the red, we could potentially just come up here, put in that lower high in this golden pocket 786 area before breaking structure back down to lower prices. This is still technically on the table, right? Like I said, I'm more bullish in the medium to short term, expecting this continuation to potentially continue. However, in the grand scheme of things, guys, if we are able to make it up to that $67,000 level, that is really going to be decision time for Bitcoin. Can we get above that 786 and then break the highs and come up to much higher prices? Or are we just going to come in, put in that lower high, see this money flow cross over into the red, and give us that likely downtrend continuation? And this is just the bullish and the bearish case. Like I said, I do think the move up into these levels is pretty likely. We'll talk about why in just a second, other than the green dots and the money flow coming up. But we'll talk about the key levels as well. And one more thing before we actually take a look at the TA here, guys, and we talk about the specific key levels I'm watching, I do just want to quickly talk about the higher time frames and the bullish case here, right? So if we are going to see a bullish case come up here and just fake out money flow here and continue to the upside, I want to compare this to what we've been looking at oftentimes on the stream, right? Looking at Bitcoin making a big leg up with a consolidation range, a wash out of the longs, next big leg up, consolidation, wash out the longs, big move up, consolidation, wash out the longs, big move up. It even happened down here on the local time frames, but I'm not going to break it down. Could we potentially be seeing this as just a big wash out of the longs and a macro higher low to get up into higher prices, potentially targeting new all-time highs? And to be honest, right, there's two things that I'm looking at here. On the weekly time frame, we said that there's bullish signals printing. We don't just make that up, right? There is always something to actually look at here. And on the weekly time frame, you guys can see not only do we have the higher hourly time frame money flow coming up with the higher daily time frame green dots, but we also have this nice little green or not green, but this nice little green dot potentially incoming here on the weekly time frame. If we do wind up seeing this come in and we get this green dot, guys, the nice thing about this is it is also a nice little trigger wave here, which does oftentimes give us a big move to the upside. Now, we also have money flow kind of coming up here locally as well on the weekly. Again, nothing really to write home about, but it is nice to see it. I mean, it's better to see it come up than down. So if we, the next big signal that I would be looking at as far as the bullish signs would be this weekly green dot and nice little trigger wave because, like I said, and we talked about this many times, oftentimes we do wind up seeing price consolidate in a range, bada boom, consolidate in a range, bada boom, consolidate in a range, bada boom. And in a bull market, oftentimes you'll consolidate, big move up, consolidation, wash out the longs, big move up, consolidation, wash out the longs, big move up, consolidation, wash out the longs, big move up. And look what you're doing right up here. Consolidation, potential washout of the longs. And if we take a look at the actual liquidation heat map here, guys, and we pull up a higher time frame, bada boom, let's come up here. We'll pull up the 3-month chart. Sorry, excuse me. Here we go. 3-month chart. We'll run it. And you guys can see here, we talked about this, I believe, on Friday as well. As we got this big drop to the downside, guys, a majority, right? Another reason we were potentially anticipating that continuation to the upside had to do with the fact that we already taken out most of the liquidity that has been sitting down here closer to about $55,000. We had that hot spot of liquidity. It indeed did act as a magnet. We scooped that liquidity. We still have some down here at about 52K. However, we took a majority of that out. And as we saw that happen with money flow coming up, we figured, hey, maybe we can get a little bit of a push back up here and target the higher liquidity, right? Which is not just sitting up here at the all-time highs, but also sitting a little bit lower as well. A lot of that liquidity is coming in at $67,000. And if we come back to the chart here, just pull up the main chart, show that TA, guys. Where is that confluent on the actual trading view chart with that $67,000 level? It is sitting right on the POC of the macro range, right? And right now, I do want to point out that we are testing extremely important resistance here. And, this is the level that we kind of have to get above in order to get further into the range. But that key level to break, in order for, me to say, hey, that lower high is not likely to come in and we're just going to go off into all-time highs, that is going to be this 786, which is sitting closer to about $68,100, right? Because again, right, if we break this down simply, pull up the clean chart here. Actually, I'll pull up a different chart. Let me pull up this super clean chart. Bada boom. I'm just going to delete everything on here. If we're expecting that lower high to come in, guys, where is it likely to come in? Right, that macro lower high is going to be most likely to come in right on that golden pocket 786 retracement, right, which tops out that 786 getting close to 68K, and then the golden pocket is sitting at about 64, but that POC is sitting right in the middle of that, right? So that is going to be a high likelihood place to put that lower high in and continue to the downside. But once we break that 786, we are kind of off into that all-time high and potentially beyond. So this technical level is sitting at $68,000, right? $68.50 is the level that we have to get above in order to really look up towards higher highs, right? Or I should say all-time highs. But we have to be careful, guys, because we do have a lot of work ahead of us. We have this, let me actually pull up the TA here, right? Not only are we fighting the value area low right now, which is not only a key level of resistance, but also a key level that we must flip into support in order to see higher prices. Because once we get above that value area low, it opens up the door to potentially make it to that POC. And as long as we don't get that lower high, we could flip that level and look for the value area high to come in. So with that being said, right, that's our key level of resistance. Maybe we get a little pullback here, right? VWAPs are coming down. 6-hour red dot looking to print. 8-hour red dot looking to print. But overall, guys, I do think we can see a continuation up here, whether we come down for a little retest or something like that. I do think we can continue up here towards that POC, just understanding where those next key levels of resistance are. So for me, if we continue up, the next real major level I'll be looking at, I mean, we've almost already gotten to $64,000. So beyond 64K, this golden pocket between 64,891 and 65,500 is going to be the next key level. We also have a weekly naked point of control sitting in there as well. Let me actually pull up that exact NPOC for you guys so we can get that exact level. Bada boom. Let's see, weekly, yeah, sitting at 65K, almost even, right? So, I'll just mark that out right here as well. Say 65.50, I think. It's right about there. Bada boom, weekly MPOC, right? So this is going to be the next major target, in my opinion, if we continue to the upside, which I do think is likely based off money flow. But just remember, right, nothing goes up and to the right? Could be potentially kind of cooling off here, wiggling around, maybe come for a little cool off before getting up there. But if we continue up, that is definitely going to be that next target to the upside. And I mean, what are we doing right here? We're tapping on that value area low. We got to flip that to support. And then at that point, we could look up to higher prices. All right, let's see. Let me check these super chats real quick, guys. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Golden says YouTube is trying to punk me, but alt accounts with VPN game is strong. Not stopping the CandleMafia love. LFG, slap that like button like a puppy coin meme. Shout out to Golden. If you like the meme coins, guys, go ahead and smash that like button. And Golden will drop those memberships. Sonny says, I opened a 40x. I opened a 40x 0.35 BTC at 54.1. Also opened a 4 ETH long at 28.25. Keep it going. We'll be taking profits when BTC reaches 100K. Shout out to Sonny. And, speaking of that, congratulations, bro. But speaking of that, The on these higher time frames, guys, one thing I want to look at with you guys is this monthly candle. Now we have 16 days left to confirm this monthly candle. However, if this monthly candle confirms anything like this, that would be an extremely bullish candle, right? You have a nice bullish hammer candle with a long wick on the bottom end and almost no wick at the top. Again, we have 16 days. If we just wind up nuking out of nowhere, this will completely change. But I will be watching this very closely, right? Because if we see this confirm like a bullish hammer, the bullish hammer that it is right now, we could potentially be, that could potentially be an extremely bullish candle, right? And if we pull up the weekly here, I talked about this in the premium Discord, going back to kind of when we consolidate in the bull market, right? You consolidate, and then you watch out the longs, big move up, consolidate, watch out the longs, big move up. You can see that oftentimes when that does happen, we do wind up, like right here, you get a nice, somewhat weekly bullish hammer, right? Where's the other one? Bada boom, another bullish hammer right here. It's a very, very similar situation where you just have that consolidation, wash out of the longs. And this was a potential scenario where we could see that happen. But in my opinion, we need that higher time frame money flow to come up, which, to be honest, is still not looking great. But it could quickly change, right? If we start getting that big move up, we could quickly see that change. And then in hindsight, when we come back to look at this, we'll be like, oh, look at that for the... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 5th time in a row. We got the washout of that consolidation, the longs below that consolidation, and then we just faked out everybody, or faked out the bears here, and then got that bigger move to the upside. And that monthly candle, again, if we confirm that monthly candle the way it is, something like that, which, again, plenty of time to eat that up. But I will be watching that very closely, because if we get that bullish monthly candle and then we get the weekly trigger wave, woo, baby. I don't know. We might confirm the trigger wave first, but that could mean we are ready for a big move. But it's very, very hard to say as of right now because that higher time frame money flow really still needs to shape up. So again, let's see if we can make it to 67K up to that POC and then see what the market looks like and reanalyze the situation to see if it is going to be a likely continuation to the upside. Your key level for the real move up is that 67,000 POC with that 786 retracement level. Really, technically, the 786 is what I would like to see flipped. All right, let's go ahead and come back into the chat here. Shout out to Cab Driver says BTC going down to 12K before the bull run. I would love that. That would be absolutely fire. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Bitfrog said Trump being a Bitcoin 2024 will save us, Frankie. He's pumping. He's going to pump the market even more. Yeah, well, I will say this, guys. This is an election year, right? And this is why I say this is not typically when we wind up seeing the massive moves to the downside into another full bear market. Like if we were going to see 12K, right? If we were going to see 12K again, that would be something that has never, ever, ever happened, right? We've already broken the previous all-time high. To go back down to 12K would be absolutely insane. Doesn't mean it's impossible. Obviously, anything can happen. But like even with a black swan, like that would be really bad if we went back down to 12K at this point. But I will say this, right? With where we are in the cycle, with the fact that it's an election year, which is typically bullish for markets, and the fact that one of the candidates happens to be pretty bullish on Bitcoin, maybe one that just had an assassination attempt, this all potentially points to higher prices, right? And again, that money flow in the higher time frame can fake out, but that's exactly what we're going to be looking for because we need that fake out in order to get the bigger move up. But very simply, right, like these are the two scenarios. It's either going to be from the value area low to the POC up to the value area high, and then we make the decision to see if we can go higher, or we're going to come up here, put in a lower high, and then continue to the downside. But we have to make that decision once we come up into these levels. We can't call that right now because we don't have the information to analyze. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Can we make it to 67K? We'll have to see what this week gives us. But again, locally in the short term here, guys, you don't really want to fight this super, super bullish trend as far as shorts. I'm just letting the dust settle here for a little bit. Going to let some consolidation kind of form and then see if we can make our better decisions. But money flow is thick. And again, even the higher hourly time frames are coming up into the green here. So that would indicate even when we get a pullback, it is going to be more likely, or you're going to be better off looking for longs at higher lows. To look for, the continuation to the upside rather than just like looking to short this down to zero. So I do think 67K is in the cards here in the medium term, but just letting the dust settle here. to see if we can get a little pullback for some fresh long entries. Like even the 6-hour and the 8-hour red dots are looking to print. And what I'm really watching right now, guys, is the potential SFP of this level, right? We have, if we pull up the liquidation heat map here, bada boom, bada bing. Where are we? There we go, right? On this heat map, if we go ahead and take a look here, look at the 1 month. Come on, baby. You guys can see we do have a little bit of liquidity that we are creeping up on. We have a nice hot spot of liquidity sitting here at about $69,300, where we conveniently have a daily naked point of control right here at 60, where this is Ethereum. What the heck is going on here? Let's pull up BTC real quick. I'll have to let that load. But yeah, on this little area of liquidity here at about, almost 64K, 63.9. We do have a daily naked point of control up there as well. So it's going to be a level I'm looking at for a potential SFP, which is like literally what we're approaching right now. Whoops. Come on, where's that naked point of control? Come on, we're halfway there. It's still loading. But yeah, that daily naked point of control is very close to that. So if we can swing fail this level, that might be where we start to see a cool off. And then I'll be honest, like with the way money flow looks, I wouldn't really necessarily expect this to play out right away to give you like a big move down. I would be very conservative with the shorts right now as we're getting this pump. But if you do see a pullback here, and yeah, I would say this is kind of what I would look at. 61.1. We also have a daily naked point of control down there. Let me see if I can pull up the actual chart here with the daily naked points of control. It's coming down to a lower time frame. Bada boom. And here you go, right? So right here, 69.3 is that daily naked point of control, adding to some nice little backup resistance here. But, if we do reject there, key levels to the downside, 61.8, as well as, like, I really don't want to lose 61K, right? We have that daily naked point of control sitting here at about $61,000. As you guys know, on Friday, as we were looking for the continuation up, the target that I was looking at was that $61,000 level. We actually ripped right through it and came higher, but we did get that reaction there at that daily naked point of control. But I would really not want to lose that level. If we start losing that level, we are suspiciously close to getting accepted back into this lower range of value. So that would kind of be the danger zone for me. But we'll see what happens. It looks like we can push up a little bit here. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Bing bong. Let's go. Smash it to the upside. Come on, baby. Pamp it. Is it going to be an SFP? Is it going to be an SFP? I don't know. Let's see here. Let's pull up the order flow real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, boy. Let's see here. Oh, baby. We're getting we never get action on the live stream, guys. We never, ever get action on the live streams. Can we get the swing failure? Come on, baby. We'll have to see what happens. But there you go. Pop to the upside. Be careful with the shorts right now, guys, because you don't want to fight this strong trend. Shout out to Mike Fito, said you keep calling it pump. LFG. Maybe we should just say pump so it pumps. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Like next key level of resistance if we continue up here, guys. Golden pocket between 64 and 65K as we just talked about. So that's going to be the next major target. But let's see if we can wash out that liquidity because, again, if we pull up that liquidation heat map, you do have that liquidity sitting there, which has now been tapped. Bada boom. I guess it won't update right away. It won't update that quickly. But that liquidity sitting there probably could cause that pop to the upside, which is what we just saw. But yeah, I would be cautious of a potential rejection here. But if we could, at this point, guys, like just keeping it simple, like I am not FOMOing into trades right now. If I were to take a trade right this second, right, which I'm not, but if I were to just like take a random trade, if someone said like, gun to your head, like you got to take a trade, I would definitely be looking for shorts. This is too much of a pump to just randomly enter long positions, right? The same way that we don't FOMO into shorts down here, this is the same way that we don't FOMO into longs up here, right? Like I always say this, if I'm not short from the top of the range or long from the bottom of the range, I don't just FOMO in on this big move up, right? Like you have to have a setup present itself. Just like up here, we had the short setup in the premium Discord to go short from this value area high, but there were reasons to take a short here, right? We had already gotten a big move to the upside. We are at the value area high, which is where you want to look for shorts, right? And we have money flow coming out on a lot of different time frames. We had bearish divergences with an SFP locally, right? There were reasons to take that trade. Like right now, there's no like price pumping is not a signal to go long, right? If anything, it's a signal to look for shorts. But we'll see. It doesn't mean you can't continue up. It's just not where I would want to enter a trade. I would have to enter a trade here. Shout out to the premium Discord. We actually, on last Monday, we were looking at long setups down here. I didn't take one, and then we did another long setup to go long from like a few dollars below where we hit. Just barely front ran our level, but I want you guys to understand something. And this comes from someone who was literally looking for long positions. Let me pull this volume profile, right? I was looking for my long position at this value area low, golden pocket retracement, or golden pocket 786 retracement, I should say, right? So what I was looking for was essentially to come down or come up to the value area high, reject it, come back down to the value area low. And at this point, I was like, hey, we're probably coming down to that golden pocket 786 because we're starting to lose that POC. But just to prove that the volume profiles are not 100% accurate almost all the time, right? But nothing is ever going to be 100% in trading, obviously. But just front ran my entry down here. But please understand, like, I don't just see price pump and then enter a random trade, right? So just letting the dust settle here. I'd rather see some consolidation so I get some more clear signals on what to look for as far as a long or short position. But right now, just kind of letting things chill out. Oh, hey, shout out to Crypto Face. What is going on, bro? Face, what are you thinking, bro? This money flow on the 12 and the 16 hour, as well as the 10 hour crossover, this looks good to me, Face. This looks pretty good to me, other than the VWAP coming down, maybe a little noise. But, bro, what are you thinking about this 2-day money flow and 3-day money flow? It's the only thing. I would love to get a fake out here. What are your thoughts on it? I would love to know, bro. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Maybe in premium, but you got to pay for that. Shout out to Ryoshi. Shout out to the free setups we put in here. Let's see. Shout out to CryptoFace said that and the daily RSI never been as bullish since 3K bottom. Did RSI even look similar? Shout out to CryptoFace. Interesting. Okay, so bullish. All right, I like that. I'm definitely on that, especially the 12 and the 16 hour. This looks like we could continue up. The one thing is that potential lower high on this level here is the only thing. If we can get past that, I'd feel real good. But either way, guys, I do think a continuation at least up into the middle of the range. And it's nice, right? Because we have these levels to look at. We have these levels to look at, right? If you pull back here and we stay above the value area low, we're going to be anticipating that POC based off the volume profile anyway, right? So, yeah, definitely medium to short to medium term bullish here. And then, once we get up to that POC is kind of where I'll be like, all right, let's see what's going on here. And then hopefully that money flow starts faking out to the upside and we can just hold for those higher prices. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, shout out to Big Red COQ. Enu says, whatever the consensus is from the majority of retail, do the opposite. Absolutely, I would go ahead and agree with that. Yeah, the market will always tease you with what you want, but never give you what you need. Shout out to Golden. That could not be more true. But let's go ahead and continue on. Bada boom. Let's check chat here. Let's see. Yeah, because I know a lot of people are probably wondering, right? As we were looking, let me come back over here, right? As we were looking at these levels here, right? A lot of people, like a lot of the questions people probably have is Bitcoin finally just full on bullish? And like this move will just make people blindly like, oh my God, 100K again, right? But this is a retracement, right, that we were looking for based off the higher time frame green dots and the medium time frame money flow. We were looking down here to 51 to 52K, just barely front ran it, and everybody was like, no way, we're going down to there. And obviously we didn't actually tap the level, but we did get down pretty close to about 53K, 53.1. But this is still not off the table here, guys, right? Like, we still need to get above this 786. If we can't get above that 786, potentially still lower incoming based off that lower time frame money flow. That higher daily money flow, right? Money flow coming out. But I will say, on the right track. If this could come up, like, again, back to 2020, right? Like, money flow comes out in these bull runs, right? And then comes way back up, right? Comes out and then comes way back up into a bigger green wave. This is what we're hoping for to not see the lower 50s or 40s, right? We have to see that happen. And that's kind of what I'm watching. So I will say that, right? Longer time frames are still not 100% beautiful in my opinion, but they are starting to shape up. That's what we want to see for that continuation to the upside. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Ibra said, Frankie, we love you. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Shout out to all 642 people in the live stream right now, guys. Smash that like button if you like the content. Every 100 likes gives you guys more chances to win some free crypto on Friday's live stream. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. All right, so with all that being said, guys, if you want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and spam them in the chat right now, and we will go ahead and take a look at them. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Rob, let's do like three altcoin requests here. Let's see. Matic Render. Let's see. Bada boom. Check dot. VeChain, Arrow, ETH. All right, let's go ahead and start with ETH. Hey, shout out to Mr. Dev. You're moving too fast. I can't read it completely, but he said he should be able to receive a membership now. Shout out to you, bro. All right, so let's go ahead and check out Ethereum really quickly, guys. And bada boom, right? What are we looking at on ETH? Here we are, right? Volume profile from above. Let me see if I can. I guess I deleted the actual profile. But we have our volume profile range from, this is basically our larger range, right? And what happened, right? Well, let me come down to a more tangible time frame here, right? And I'll get rid of this local range, bada boom. Very simply put, the context I am looking at ETH in is going to be this range, right? We come down, deviate from the low. This is an undervalued asset, right? This is where you're going to be looking for longs and a potential continuation into the range and up to the value area high. Deviation above the range high. This is where you're looking for potential confirmations to look for a short back into the range and back down to the value area low. I actually did catch the short here from almost the tippy top all the way down to that value area low for a full TP in the premium Discord. But that is, and then what happens, right? You deviate below the range again, looking at this as a potentially undervalued asset, looking for that to turn back into the value area low, hold it as support, and then where is price likely to go? Put it in the chat, Mafia. When you hold that value area low, where is price likely to go next? Hint, hint. We're just about hitting the level. You know that POC is likely to come in next. So, just basically seeing what you would expect here. And, we talked about this on Friday's live stream. The market is always looking for balance, right? So that is why we use these volume profiles. For anybody who might be new here, right? You have your volume profile down here. You have your larger volume profile up here. And anytime you get imbalance, right? Price is balanced within this range, right? As you're in this range, price is balanced. Well, this is kind of not a full range, right? It's kind of like trending, but you're back within this area of balance, right? So back here, buyers and sellers essentially agree that above this level is expensive Ethereum and below this level is cheap Ethereum, right? That is what we call balance in the market. The buyers and the sellers agree on a fair value, right? And the fair value is between the value area low and the value area high. So when you get impulses or imbalance to the downside, typically price will find balance in a previous value area, right? So you come down here, you bing bong around, you create some value down here, and then once you get imbalance, what happens? You go right back into the range, right? And you start respecting this range again. And then when you get imbalance to the downside, once again, where does price go? It goes and it seeks out previous value areas, which would be sitting right down here from this previous range. And what happens? You get imbalance, you break back into your lower volume profile, hold the value area low as support. As you deviate below the low, which would be an undervalued asset, you'd be looking for this to go back to the value area high. And if you get imbalance again, you could potentially anticipate to come back into this range and respect this area of balance next. Price is always searching for fair value. And that is why we use the volume profiles and why we're able to call the moves, right? So there we go. POC's in the chat. Let's go. But that is, for the most part, guys, next key level here on Ethereum is going to be the POC / golden pocket retracement. POC sitting here at about $3,500 is going to be the next key level of resistance. If we break above that, you have that golden pocket just above at $3,527 to $3,564. And that's going to be the next major zone of resistance. You can see here, we even have some previous value sitting. Whoops. We even have some previous values sitting right here, so we may kind of respect this range a little bit. But for the most part, guys, like I would just keep it simple here. As we're getting an impulse to the upside, I would let things chill out, right? I'm letting things consolidate. See if we can get some context into, kind of a local consolidation range so we can get some context to find some new trade entries. But other than that, key resistance above is going to be sitting right here between that golden pocket POC. If you get above the golden pocket, your 786 value area high is sitting right up here at about $3,700. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, he said, ring plus Mafia Mrs. Candles. I don't know if that is like an emoji. He said, just saying, buddy, don't miss the best thing in your life because of a crazy market. Am I right, Mafia? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Are they going to start spamming rings in the chat? Is Mrs. Candles here? I don't think Mrs. Candles is watching right now. Nope. No Mrs. Candles in the chat. But let's see. Rob the Crypto Snob says show ETH. And their altcoin votes are in and being counted, guys. Let's go. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead. I do also want to check XRP, guys, because if you were watching the live stream on Friday, we were looking for something very, very specific on XRP. And it had everything to do with finding previous balance. We had our volume profile sitting up here with our previous range. Big imbalance to the downside. And we were looking at this. Actually, to be honest, don't remember exactly what we were looking at for a move to the upside. I think it was just the money flow coming up here on the higher time frames of the 12 and 10, 12, and 16 hour. But saying if we are able to get Bitcoin to get to that over $61,000 level, if XRP was going to pop up, where could we look for price to go? Well, very simply put, where is our previous area of balance? It's sitting right here between 54 and 50 cents. And we were like, hey, can we see XRP get to the POC or value area high of this range? And what happened? We yeet up, we go find that balance, price comes into the value area, wicks above, and now we are just remaining inside of that area of balance. This is this is not something that is uncommon to look at, right? I didn't invent auction market theory, right? So this is how the market moves, right? It likes to hunt out that previous balance, and you can just see how it works perfectly, right? Right up to that. Can we see a 50 to 54 cent XRP? Well, that's exactly what wound up happening based off looking for these previous areas of value and where price is going to go next. Once you combine this stuff, the volume profiles with the money flow crossovers, with the Fibonacci's, and just market cipher B in general, Lux Algo, whatever you're looking at, when you start to combine all this stuff together, you could start to see where price is going to go before it happens so you can capitalize on either picking up some spot Bitcoin or altcoins or looking for your next leverage trade. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. All right, altcoins are in. I'm going to go ahead and pin them to the top of the chat here, guys. Okay, I'm going to do something here that we never do, guys. I have to pee really bad, so I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. It's going to take me 2 seconds, but while I'm gone, let's see if we can run it up to 300 likes, and let's time myself. How fast can we get this done? Let's see. I'm going to put 3 minutes. It's going to be less than 3 minutes. I'm going to put 3 minutes on the timer and see if I can make it back in time and see if we can get hit 300 likes by that time. Can you look at Ring soon? Shout out to Golden. We will add that to the list. BRB. I'm going to play some beats, and I'm going to be back in 2 seconds. Here we go.
Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits, and I've been in the gym. I've been up
1 minute flat, almost 1 minute flat. I don't know why I gave myself 3 minutes. I knew that wasn't going to take 3 minutes. But, guys, let's go ahead and continue on here. I guess I'll break down the rest of XRP. And I know you guys are thinking, was he just in the bathroom hitting that inhaler? I was not. And here's proof. Anyway, I don't even know what an inhaler is, guys. But anyway, taking a look, spam the hearts. Shout out to you guys. Oh, my God, we almost hit 300 likes. I should have took longer. We got 5 more likes. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, Frankie, you missed the joke on the last super chat. Read it slowly. Think about it. Take a minute. Hang on. Shout out to Golden. Oh, my God. Shout out to Golden. I do get the joke. Hopefully Mrs. Candles is not watching right now. I really hope. Yo, how epic would it be if we did that whole thing you guys are talking about at a Bitcoin conference in front of the whole mafia? That would be kind of lit. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on here. I thought you were talking about like Ring AI. I don't even know if we've ever looked at that here. Yeah, Ring AI. That's what I thought you were talking about, Golden. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Let's see. Beam. Let's see if we got any. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Arson. Said somebody didn't wash their hands. Yo, you guys are wild. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's continue on. Yo, get Trump to announce it. You guys are hilarious. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at. So actually, let's do XRP here real quick, and then we'll jump into the actual altcoin list. But let's take a look at what we got going on here, guys, on the daily, right? So no daily bullish divergences here. The one thing that I think we were looking at here was the weekly green dot. Was that last week? Yeah. Last week, I think the reason we were looking for that move to the upside was that weekly green dot on top of the higher hourly time frame money flow crossing over into the green, and the fact that we had this nice area of value. There's that timer. Like, that would have been wild if it took me that long to go to the bathroom. But how do I turn this thing off? I think it's off. But we had this nice area of balance up here, and like, shout out. I wish I should have taken a clip of it so I could show you guys. Yo, Benny said, dude, no, a Bitcoin conference? Oh, your poor missus. Shout out to, yeah, no, that would be like the most selfish, like self-centered thing. Mrs. Candles is like not a crypto person. That would be like the most self-centered thing ever. Like, yeah, let's do that here. Because that makes sense. But yeah, no, shout out to Benny. But yeah, as we have this area of balance up here, guys, like, what was Friday? Let's see where Friday was. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So back on Friday, looking for that pop to the upside, as I believe we had that green dot printing on the weekly. Yeah. Looking for that potential move into that area of balance, saying we could potentially hit a 50, right? This is probably what the clip looks like. Hold that value area low, go to the POC and potentially the value area high. Can we hit that 50 to 54 cent level? Potentially. The thing is, if we do come up, that would be the likely place to hit. And that, again, is based off the volume profiles and what happens. You get right in that area of balance. Now, if we do wind up breaking out here, guys, I will say, let me see if I can pull up the other XRP chart that I have. Where is it? What chart is it? It's the same chart. Where's my other XRP chart? May not be able to find it live here. Probably not. Okay. Oh, it's this one, right? So for XRP, guys, if we're able to break out of that, again, local value area here, this larger value area may be the thing to watch. As if we're able to hold above this POC/weekly naked point of control, that next stop for XRP might be this value area high, sitting at about 60 to 62 cents. And I'm just going to say, on Friday, we were looking for the 50 to 54 cent, and we got it, right? Not saying that guarantees it, but we use this almost same exact strategy here with the volume profiles. If we're able to hold above 52 cents and not lose this POC, the next likely place for price to go may just be that value area high, weekly naked point of control between 61 and 62 cents. So that would be kind of the next thing I'd be looking at on XRP. And these money flow crossovers on the 16 and 12 hour do look nice. And I will say this, guys. A lot of the altcoins have money flow looking very, very similar here. Just like going through the list here, money flow coming up on the 12 hour here for Neutron. Ren also coming up here looking for a crossover into the green. This also hunted out that previous area of balance, right? Price is always hunting fair value. You have balance up here, impulse to the downside. Once you break out, you're looking for price to return to that area of balance. Very similarly here. Not that I'm really doing full analysis here on Ren. If we continue our move to the upside, the next major area of balance here for Ren would be between 5 and 7 cents in this value area. But money flow coming up. 12-hour money flow on Casper coming up. Money flow crossover on the 12-hour coming in here, right? Look at DOT, right? Money flow crossover into the green on the 12-hour, 16-hour as well. So we are starting to see these money flows start to cross back over into the green on some significant time frames that could continue this pull to the upside. Again, making sure we're being aware that we still have this macro resistance above us, right? We still have macro resistance above, but this continuation, in my opinion, is somewhat likely, even if we pull back a little bit, right? It's like the hardest part of my job, right? It's like the continuation can happen, and then we pull back like 2%, and people are like, you were bearish yesterday, and it's like, no, it's not how it works. That's not how it works. Price has to come down to go up, right? So, continuation up, but obviously some noise can continue here. But let's go ahead and bring let's bring up some of these other altcoins. Let's go ahead. Ondo, I'll take some requests first. We'll take a quick look at Ondo here. Bada boom. Ondo getting a nice pop to the upside after the full 786 retracement with that value area high confluence here. Bada boom. Nice support there. Very nice bounce. And then, what are we looking at here, right? Previous area of balance, testing this value area low. Bada boom. Bada bing. Right? Coming up to some very key resistance here on Ondo. If you're able to break above this value area low, that's what you're looking for the bigger move up towards that POC, which is sitting right here at about 119, and then your value area high is coming in at about 132. But very similar to XRP, right? We deviated from the range. We were going to look for previous balance, didn't get accepted into the lower range, so we then got the bounce. So now this is your next area of balance you'd be looking at, right? So if we get back above that value area low, that would be giving you a look for a move to the upside. So you got to break this $1.10 level to get a move up into the higher, mid-dollar range for dollar and mid-cent. I don't know how to say that, but to get up to that $1.19 to $1.30 level, got to break that $1.10 value area low. If you do wind up just coming in here and putting in a lower high, right? Let's assume you get a full retracement here into this golden pocket 786 and you got a big retracement back down. Obviously, you can use this lower range as context, right? We get another drop to the downside. This would be your roadmap for support on the way down. But other than that, right, 16-hour money flow coming up, looking just like all the other altcoins here, could potentially see that continuation up. Things look okay right now, right? Things look good as long as Bitcoin can get up there and invalidate that lower high, then we can easily see a continuation to the upside. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Warren. Shout out to Warren says, bro, sometimes I scalp the 1 minute when it closes above the 200 moving average, and it just ripped. Learned it from Lifer. That combined with your trading strategies, a man just won't lose much. Appreciate your work. Shout out to Warren. I appreciate that a lot, man. And shout out to Lifer. Congrats, bro. Good for you. You're doing the work, bro. I'm just up here showing you kind of how I navigate things, but you are out there actually taking the trades, managing your risk correctly, and actually taking the risk, right? So shout out to you. Congratulations. And shout out to Lifer, too. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and continue on. Let's take a quick look at Solana here. And Solana, baby, here we are. Oh, my God. It's exactly what you look for, right, with the volume profiles. As long as you don't lose that value area low, you are, or in this case, it was really the doorway to higher prices is the POC. But, as we kind of just sat around here forever on Solana, the idea here was as long as you don't lose that value area low decisively and you remain above it, you open up the opportunity to potentially get that move up to your higher levels here. This golden pocket, golden pocket 786 retracement between about $163 and $173. This is what we were looking for, right? To be honest, I'm actually kind of mad because I almost took a long down here. But I typically stick to Bitcoin. I don't really like trading a ton of alts, especially, to be honest with you guys, I am not perfect. One of the biggest things that I struggle with right now is managing all of my trading accounts. I have so many different accounts at this point between my personal swing, day, and degen account. And then my all the content accounts for the business, all this stuff, all gets very confusing. I wind up leaving trades open by accident. I keep getting, and I don't oftentimes get liquidated, but recently I have been liquidated a couple of times on smaller positions. Even when I get liquidated, guys, I'm an extremely conservative trader, so when I get liquidated, it's not like ruining my entire trading account, but forgetting, sometimes where I have certain positions open. So it's been getting a little bit messy as I have so many accounts. So one of the goals I have this week is to consolidate my trading accounts and just like stick to, just not have as many open trades as I do on as many accounts and just kind of consolidate things. But either way, trying to keep things clean, but seeing that move from the value area low, like next, clear levels of resistance we have here on Solana are simply going to be sitting right here, right between about 162 and $177. Can we continue up there? Very simply, I do think it's possible. As long as you remain above that value area low, same, thing that we've been looking at on Solana, right? You don't lose these lows, you're going to be looking to get a move up to the potential POC of the range or the value area high, except the POC is so close to the low here. We don't really have a POC in the middle, but you do have this little area of consolidation. So let's see if we can get up in here for Solana and then potentially break out to the value area high, daily naked point of control, getting closer into the 200s. Pretty nice here. Let's see if we can get that continuation. Money flow does look pretty good for that continuation, to be quite honest. Shout out to Crypto Max. He said Frankie's a degenerate. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I said this in the premium live stream the other day. A lot of people hear that you're a leverage trader and they go, "Oh wow, you must be really risky." And it's almost the opposite, right? In order to be a profitable trader, you literally have to be extremely risk averse. Right? If you want to be a profitable trader, you have to be risk averse. And like you might look at it as like, "Oh, you're a trader that is risky." Sure. Definitely, right? That's definitely a fact. But to be a successful trader, you have to be extremely risk averse. Your career is managing risk, right? So you have to be pretty conservative and risk averse in order to make money trading. If you're not risk averse in trading, you lose all your money. And obviously, if you take a lot of risk, you can get high reward. But if you don't manage the risk over time, you will slowly eat away your account. Shout out to Masnoka said, watching you on a 100-inch TV. Oh my God, I'm huge. I'm huge. Shout out to Masnogas. Let's go. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Crypto Maxi said what I meant was I'm a degenerate. Well, shout out to Crypto Maxi. I do get degenerate sometimes. I just make sure it's on a separate account. But yeah, it is funny, right? Like just remember that, guys. Successful traders are some of the most risk-averse people that you'll ever meet. Because that's their job, to manage risk. It's almost like I see people gambling, and I'm like, oh man, I would half that bet, dude. You got to manage that bankroll. Like I don't. It's like we're gambling. What are you doing, Frankie? Stop managing your risk. Get a little degenerate here and there. But yeah, shout out to Crypto Maxi. We could be degenerates together. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. All right, let's go ahead and see. I mean, is this pumping right now? Or am I tripping? Oh, no. She's popping up right now. Is this thing literally going to hit? If this hits this golden pocket, guys, I'm just going to announce a level and then just put trades in and wait for the level to get hit. I'm just kidding. It's not a good way to trade. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Take a look at VeChain. Take a look at the VeChain. Actually did well with VeChain last cycle. Let's not look at that chart. That is a weird-looking chart. There we go. Shout out to VeChain, an older altcoin. Break... On VeChain, guys, a lot of these older altcoins, right? They did actually get a significant breakout on that last rally that we had when we broke out of the bear market range. However, looking at VeChain here, what do we always talk about with these volume profiles? Oftentimes, you will bing bong around, break out, right? And then sometimes you go back down for that one last test of the POC before getting the real move to the upside. Now, is this the real move to the upside? It's very hard to say, but I will say money flow looking the same as everything else that we just looked at with money flow coming up. Daily, money flow kind of creeping up there. But the fact that we're breaking back out of this range does look pretty decent to me. The next area that I would look to get into, it does look like we're testing this value area low, or at least getting close to testing the lows of that value area here. Pretty close. I would actually probably just look at this as a larger range here. Yeah, you could probably separate this into two ranges. But yeah, what I would probably look at, if I just pull this little wonked out range, I'd probably look at something like this. Right? Deviation from the range, if we continue up, pretty likely that this is going to be an area where you would find balance, right? When maybe hang out for a little bit. So yeah, next key level on VeChain, in my opinion, at least on the medium, in the medium term. Again, we can cool off, right? Not saying that we're just going to shoot up to that level, although that is sometimes the case with something like XRP. We're like, hey, look for that area of balance. You just yeet right up into it. But that's not always the case, to be honest, guys. So if we go ahead and get back here. If we continue up here, you're definitely going to have this little consolidation to battle. But if we continue up there, you could be looking for that value area low, POC value area high to come in. Very similar to that move on XRP. But pretty good news that we're breaking out of this value area high. So maybe we get a short-term cool-off, look to test some of those lower levels to put in a higher low and continue up. But money flow here, guys, is definitely saying you're going to be better off looking for longs on the higher lows than just giga shorts randomly, right? So keep that in mind. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Billy Goattails in the chat. What is going on? Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Robert, says, what is happening? I mean, really, is this just a big trap? I will say this. Not impossible. I know it's not what anybody wants to hear right now. But, it's very hard, right? Because I don't want, it's very hard for me to, just give the information on the charts, right? Because if I call for moves down, people don't know what that means in full context. But I would say this is potentially, right, until we break that 786, I would not be looking for all-time highs until we break that 786. Other than that, though, I do think a continuation at least to 67K may be very likely based on money flow here, right? Money flow indicates the longer-term trend. So little pullbacks is no big deal, right? But you are looking for that continuation to higher prices. But again, once we get to that POC 786, we have to analyze the price to figure out if that is going to be a likely trap. Why are we looking at this level? Simply put, it is your 786 Fibonacci retracement level and the POC of the range. So we could potentially come back in here, test that POC before another big move down. But again, for now, right, bullish for now, right? People are like, you can't flip-flop. We're traders. That's how you have to be, right? You literally can't trade unless you're looking at both scenarios. You could be leaving money on the table, right? Because if you're only bullish, right, everyone just sees this pump and they're like, that's it, I'm bullish forever. You're not going to catch that short in case you get that big move to the downside. If we come up here and don't get the significant short confirmations, we just don't take the trade, right? And then we look for the higher prices. But if you get those confirmations, you might as well take a stab in case you get that big drop down, and we do wind up seeing these levels come in finally and get physically tapped. You could capitalize on that move to the downside as well. Where would be a good short for ETH? There you go. Next stop for ETH is going to be $3,500, and we almost tapped it. But I will say this is significant resistance between this POC and this golden pocket up to about 35.50 or 35.64. This is significant resistance, but I would be careful with shorts right now, right? If I had to enter a trade right now, I'd be looking for scalp shorts, right? It's very hard because I can say I'm looking for shorts, but if I'm not specific about saying scalp shorts, people would be like, I thought you were shorting ETH yesterday. And it's like, I did. I made money on my short on ETH, and it was a local scalp, and then I closed it, and then we continued up, which was the likely case. Trading is very difficult because it's the only thing that you in the markets, right, where you can be bearish and bullish at the same exact time, right? Because you could be bearish on a retracement, right, looking for a scalp short, but then overall bearish for the continuation up. And unless you understand and you know how to trade and you know that you're going to be taking this as a scalp, understanding the continuation is likely, if you don't know that, it's very hard to kind of understand at first, right? Because there's many times where I'm looking at shorts and then the next day we're higher and people are like, what the heck? I thought you were shorting yesterday. And it's like, yeah, I was. I opened it, closed it, made money, and then we expected this bigger move up, and I'm holding my longs from lower, right? But it's very, very hard to explain this kind of context. I'm probably going to make a pre-recorded tutorial talking about the context of different time frames. And Wednesday at 1 p.m., we are dropping a Market Cipher beginner's guide for anybody looking to use Market Cipher. You guys are really going to find that useful, I would guess. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. And for overall, guys, I'd be much more careful with the shorts right now. Conservative with the shorts, greedy with the longs in the medium term here. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's go ahead and check out Jasmine on Coinbase. here we are taking a look at Jasmy. Yeah, I mean, 4-day green dot printing, 5-day green dot printing, 6-day and weekly VWAPs looking to print green dots. Likely continuation to the upside, in my opinion. Especially with that 16-hour money flow, 12-hour money flow, not looking too shabby. Pull this little range here. Got another range right here. Bada boom. Yeah, this would kind of be the two major areas I'd be looking at on Jasmy. Again, everything looking almost exactly the same as everything else with money flow coming up on the higher hourly time frames. So continuation would be likely. Remember, money flow indicates the longer-term trend. So at this point, in the context of the 12-hour and down or 16-hour and down, you would be looking for lackluster pulls to the downside to put in higher lows and continue up. Lackluster pulls to the upside, expecting the continuation of the trend. Money flow is coming up. You expect the continuation of the trend to the upside. That doesn't mean if you have bearish signs on the monthly, that doesn't matter, right? So again, this actually does look a little different on the higher time frames than Bitcoin, right? You have actually money flow coming up pretty nicely. Hopefully we see Bitcoin do the same thing. And have money flow come back up into the green on the 2-day, etc., which I do think is possible, right? It's likely with where we are in the cycle. This is not typically where you see 2- and 3-day money flow cross over into the red and bring you into a massive bear market. We are in a bull market. So it's important to realize. But the next key levels I would be looking at on Jasmy are going to be bada boom, bada bing. Let me come onto an 8-hour. Boom, 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 boom. So there you go. These are the key levels on Jasmy. I'll just leave them up here for you guys to screenshot. I'm not going to go into all the intricacies of every single level. Like, we can reject this golden pocket, right? We got to assess the levels as we get up to them, right? Well, we could reject this golden pocket. If we get above the golden pocket, we can go to the 786. If we get above the 786, we can go to the POC. So I'm going to try to stay more local here so I don't overload you guys with too much analysis. But if we get above this golden pocket, like this value area is going to be the next target to be looking at. Get above that value area low. Look to respect that value. And again, money flow looking very similar to everything else. So let's go ahead and check out Arrow. Bada boom, bada bing. Bada boom. Let's take a look at Aerodrome on Coinbase here. Flip that weekly naked. Okay, looking pretty nice here. I mean, it's all the same thing, right? Like, for the most part, guys, almost everything follows Bitcoin, right? With the exception of like some random meme coins, everything follows Bitcoin for the most part. Bitcoin is the market leader, and that is definitely a thing, right? So everything looks the same as far as market cipher for the most part on everything. 10-hour money flow coming up, 12-hour money flow coming up, 16-hour money flow coming up. A lot of the altcoins are looking like this, right? So keep that in mind. And I think I even mentioned that I was going to be buying some spot altcoins over the weekend, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But that is, this is nice, right? We could get this continuation to the upside. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to go to $1 billion, right? Because if you were to look at this as a macro trend, 3-day money flow, it's not enough information here on Arrow to make that call. But I will give the same kind of significant levels of support and resistance to be looking at here. Bada boom, bada bing. Actually pull this a little lower. That is range 1. Range number 2. Next area of value would be up there. Go ahead, draw the boxes. Bada boom. Bada boom. These are the key levels I would be looking at on Arrow. Boom. Right? If we continue up, it's same thing as XRP, right? Same thing as XRP. You are in imbalance. You are now looking for balance in the market. Price is gravitated to balance, right? Price is always hunting out balance. So it's likely going to seek out this range. Very similar to XRP, right? We were in imbalance, potentially looking for a big move. Where is price going to likely settle? Probably within the area of balance. And where are we sitting right now? Right in that area of balance. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Arrow. Let me go ahead and zoom out so you guys can grab all those levels. So your next key level of support that you want to flip is sitting at $1. Flip $1. You could be looking up towards $1.09 and $1.22. Break out of there. Get more imbalance. You're going to hunt out this range right here. Flip that value area low. You can look to fill the larger range. These are the key levels I'd be looking at on Arrow. And if we zoom out to a higher time frame, And we, whoops, no, that's not what I wanted. Bada boom, pull that larger volume profile. Yeah, I mean, your key resistance really doesn't come in until we get to the high of this range. So yeah, that's kind of what I would look for. Money flow is looking good for a continuation, right? Maybe we get a little cool off here with the VWAPs chilling out, 5-hour green dot printing. Yeah, I don't know. Things look poppy right now. Like we're just getting red dot, green dot. Red dot, looking to print another green dot. VWAP coming straight back up there, right? So if we do pull back, could look for a flip of that weekly naked point of control to come back into this area of balance. But for the most part, the trend is likely to continue up based off money flow. All right, let's see. Yeah, shout out to Masnoka said, sorry for sounding like a Karen. Yo, shout out to Masnokas. But there is a massive CME gap at 58K. You taught me well, Sensei. We could fill it up. Shout out to Masnokas. Yes, I actually talked about this in the premium Discord earlier. If we pull up the BTC futures on CME, you guys can see we do have a massive, I almost said low volume gap. We have a massive CME gap here. Now, one thing about the CME gaps is a lot of people think that we're just always going to fill these. Now, doesn't mean that we can't fill it, right? I'm definitely paying attention to this. Shout out to Masnokas. Definitely not something I'm ignoring. But there's no, I want to make it clear, there's no guarantee we come down to fill that. But it is there, right? So if we do get a pullback, we start getting down and we start losing 61K, that could be pretty bearish in my opinion, because that means that we could go down to fill that gap. And there is a daily naked point of control sitting at 61K as well, which is a nice clear level that we want to hold. But yeah, that is worth noting. CME gap sitting there at about 58K, I would call it. 59, 58.7. Kind of hard to call. But what I would recommend, guys, is pulling up the CME indicator. I'll show you the ones that I use. Bada boom, bada bing. CME, gaps, BTC. And then that basically just marks out your CME gaps without having to actually look at the CME exchange, right? And you can see it down here at about 58K. That CME gap is popping up right there in red. So it just shows you where those gaps are. But oftentimes, guys, those CME gaps are filled. So keep that in mind. It's not like some people think it's like 99% of the time. That's not true. It's not 99% of the time. But it is somewhat off. More often than not, they do get filled. But it's huge. Shout out to Bitfrog. But yeah, definitely something I'm watching, Masnokas. Shout out to Dr. Crimson's girlfriend said, wifey, I'll always hype for you. Shout out to Dr. Crimson's. Wick589, shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Says, when she ignores you, because you just see me. Shout out to Wick589. Shout out to you, bro. And shout out to all the misses out there. You guys crack me up, man. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Captain Kirk. What is going on? Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Really big, huge. Shout out to Curtis Neal. Y'all dunk on that like button. Shout out to Wick589. Yeah, going for 550, guys. If we get 550, I will go ahead and give away $100 in XRP. I didn't say that in the beginning of the stream, but I just added that. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Golden says, gotta talk to Elon about what coin we're going to manipulate next. Good night, y'all. Shout out to Golden. Tell our boy Muskie we said hi. Shout out to Golden. If you guys don't know, Golden is very good friends with Elon Musk. So shout out to Golden. I'm just kidding. Probably true, though, to be honest. Anyway, guys, let's go. I'm scared, Daddy. Shout out to 3 Diglets. What is going on, bro? He's scared as he pump. Shout out to 3 Diglets. Scared as he pump, brother. I'll be honest. Like, I get more, like, frantic on pumps than I do dumps. Like, when it dumps, I'm like, oh, nice. Like, this is great. I just see opportunity. Now I see opportunity both ways, but when it pumps, it's almost like, oh my God, I don't have enough crypto. But yeah, shout out to 3 Diglets. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. I will take a quick look at, let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Take a quick look at Ondo. Bada boom. That's because we're on futures. I was like, where is Ondo? All right, let's take a look here. Get rid of that CME gap indicator. Come on. What is going on? Speaking of indicators, guys, shout out to Lux Algo. Don't forget, channel sponsor. If you guys want to check out Lux Algo, actually went over a lot of stuff here in the premium Discord about the entry triggers that we use. Shout out to Tony D or any of the mods. If you guys have a link to that video on our latest Lux Algo video talking about the entry strategy, if you could drop it in the chat. But yeah, check them out, guys. They have a bunch of a huge suite of indicators. So if you're interested in that, check out the link in the description down below. 30-day money-back guarantee, and shout out to them for sponsoring the channel. But let's go ahead and take a look at Ondo here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's pull up the VPVR as well. All right. I'll do a quick little check on MCB. Okay. So for Ondo, I'm going to go ahead and, let me take these value areas real quick. Come up to a lower time frame so I can snipe it. Bada boom. And yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, like building value lower over time, not necessarily the best sign. Just in general, right? This is showing that we're losing value over time, right? Like the accepted price up here, and now the fair value is here, and now the fair value is here. So we really want to get accepted back into these ranges as far as Ondo goes. So yeah, let's pull up. Yeah, like these overlap, so I'm not going to draw them both out. Yeah, so honestly, like most locally, you're looking at this range here. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. So if we continue up here, guys, bang our head on this value area low, flip it to support. That's what we're looking for. You got to flip this key level. Level to flip is sitting at $1.13. Got to get above that level in order to see more upside. If we do, looking at that POC and value area high between $1 and $1.24. And again, all these altcoins look the same, right? Money flow crossing over. They do look bullish. They do look like they could pump a bit more just based off that money flow. Unless it completely fakes us out here, this does look somewhat good. 12-hour money flow coming to the upside, 16-hour money flow coming to the upside. And what do we do, guys, when we see that money flow coming up into the green? This is where we put our long goggles on and we start looking for long positions. But for me, right, not FOMOing into the tops, waiting for, even if we come higher, waiting for the consolidation or the pullbacks to long those higher lows. So that is what I'd be looking for on Ondo. Those are the key levels. If we do get the pullback, some key levels you can look at to potentially look for longs would, in my opinion, right? So now we have this nice little value area down here, right? So these are kind of your two areas of balance. Remember, the market hunt balance. Balance here, imbalance. Balance here, imbalance, right? Imbalance, imbalance, balance, balance, right? This is just simply how the market moves. This is the basis of my entire trading analysis, is looking at basically auction market theory, right? But if we continue up, we want to find balance either in here. If we get a harsh rejection and we get a big nuke to the floor here, we're probably going to hunt out that previous area of balance. These are magnets. Price is attracted to these, right? So that is, the if this, then that. If above here, then up here. If big crash and under here, then down there, right? That is the if this, then that. But for me, it's a no trade zone. Got to let the dust settle. We don't want to enter trades on these big explosive moves to the upside, but those would be some key levels to look at to the downside. If you do pull back, you could potentially look for higher lows. Again, depending on where this high comes in, this would be your support down below. And even hyper locally, yeah, you would just be looking at your Fibonacci levels on the way up to put in those higher lows and continue to the upside. But yeah, level to get above here is about $1.13. $1.13 and a half. 1.135 is what you got to get above to get those bigger moves up for Ondo. ICP, parabolic. Let's see it. Okay, yeah, shout out to, I forget who. Yeah, a lot of resistance here for BTC. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. I'm scared, Daddy. Hey, shout out to DRM Brothers. What is going on, bro? Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you, brother. And he says, Frankie, can you look at Ron or Ronin Network Gaming Blockchain? Thanks, brother. Shout out to DRM. Yes, I will take a look at Ron for you. But I do want to take a chance here to say super chats do not guarantee we look at your coin. I will look at this one. I'll give you my word. But I don't. Sometimes when people super chat requests, then sometimes people are like, "Oh, let me super chat my altcoin," and then they get mad if we don't look at it. So shout out to TRM. I will look at Ron, but please, no guarantees on the super chats. Shout out to Golden for getting the 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. Shout out to Golden. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. Everybody's green in here. That is 100 and over 110, like 120 memberships gifted. Let's go. Okay. Let's take a look here on ICP. Next key level on ICP, I mean, we're right on track, right? Here's your value in the long term. That's your value, imbalance to the downside, right? You actually come up to a higher time frame. Where we at? Yeah, so imbalance to the downside. As we creep up here, I mean, key levels right above, right? It all remains the same. Right, like these levels are levels that we've been looking at, right? We've been looking at them ever since we made the low here. Key level to the upside for ICP, still the golden pocket 786, right? Spam those golden emojis, baby. Let's go. But yeah, yo, golden, what the heck? Thank you. Shout out to Jesse Rico. Let's go. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. Okay, so yeah, key levels on ICP remain exactly the same, right? Golden pocket 786 retracement in confluence with that value area low. You get above that value area low, you can look for the 786. Flip the 786, you're looking to go to the POC. Very simply put, volume profile does all the work for you. And then again, like higher time frames, money flow coming up on the 16 and 12 hours, all looks the same right now, which is good. But let's take a look at Ronin real quick. Nice clean chart here. Take a look at the Coinbase. I'll take a look at this. Binance. I mean, hey, we could take this whole kind of range here, right? You can look at this as your kind of macro range, right? Now, obviously, there are multiple areas of balance here, right? You have your nice little range up here, right? And then you have another little range right here. But for the most part, this is your macro range. Value area high, POC, value area low. Very same thing, right? We've lost the ranges, and now as we approach, those are now the key levels, right? Very similar to actually ICP, right? Golden pocket, actually probably from that low. But yeah, let me see here. Yeah, we're pretty far away from a lot of these fib levels. But yeah, I mean, I would just be looking to get our move up to this value area low, flip that value area low. That's where you're looking for the big move, right? Flip that value area low at $2.50. Yeah, flip that $2.50 level. That's your key level to get that break to the upside. Let's see. Shout out to Tony D. Said 400 likes. Good job, guys. Let's hit 500, though. Let's go. Shout out to Tony D. But yeah, if we hit 550, I'll give away $100 in XRP right now. I'll send it to you right this second. I'm kidding. Probably not right this second, but we will send it to you. But anyway, yeah, I mean, everything looks very, very similar, guys. Looking for the previous value areas to get reached, right? Even Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's tapping that or now approaching that value area low and breaking above it. Right into that golden pocket. Weekly naked point of control above is our next key level. So yeah, just letting the dust settle here, guys, on just about everything to find for good entries. If you did not catch the bottom of these longs, in my opinion, it is much better to just wait for a price to consolidate or settle down a little bit to look for those fresh long entries. But not saying that if you FOMO into a long here, maybe it plays out, right? But that's not what I'm going to be doing. I need those actual trades to set up, and I need to look for those actual entries. Take a quick look at Atom. Yeah, so Atom broke its bear market lows, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, we are getting higher time frame green dots, 16-hour money flow coming up into the green. It all looks the same. It all looks the same. The catch here, or not the catch, but the next step is where are we likely to go next? Which, in my opinion, for Atom locally, there's your value here between about $8 and almost $9. Yeah, I mean, you have a little range here, right, locally. But yeah, same thing, right? We're stuck in this value area high. Once you break out of this lower value area, right? Break up, this value area low. Let me mark this out with a box. Bada boom. This value area low is your key level to get above. Flip that value area low to support. Look up to the POC and the value area high. And yeah, that is, very, very simply put, these are the levels I would be looking at. Now, like hyper locally, pretty nice area of balance here. Right about there. Break above that value area high, right? Like this is how you're using your roadmap. But like we could do this, right? Like I could go down to the 5 minute and be like, okay, there's another one like right here. You could do this, right? I show this to kind of show you guys how I do the analysis. That way, whatever the context you're looking at the market in, you can use that information to do the analysis, right? But you could do this at any time frame, right? The price is always going to be hunting out a previous area of value. But for the most part, your key level of resistance here on Atom is right here, 650. If you can't get once you get above this level, I would look to travel up and start targeting this macro value area low at about $8. Let's see. Shout out to Ganja Nerd. Shout out to you, bro. Says, hey, Frankie, long time watcher. I hardly type with my 2-year-old on me, but you've given me invaluable knowledge. My daughter always goes bing bong when I'm watching you. Much love for you. Hey, shout out to Ganja Nerd. I appreciate you for those kind words. Super happy to hear that my, the teachings here on this YouTube channel are helping you out as we are nerds of our own. But yeah, shout out to Ganja Nerd. We love #love our lurkers. So shout out to you. And shout out to your 2-year-old. Bing bong! Shout out to your 2-year-old. And thank you for that super chat. I do appreciate you. But yeah, guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. We'll have to see what happens. On Friday, we were looking for that move up to the $61,000 level. We got to it. We broke above it and came even higher. And now we are retesting that macro value area low of the Bitcoin macro range. If we're able to stay within that range, guys, that's what we need for the bigger move up. We just got to get past that POC 786. Once we break that, it could potentially invalidate the macro lower high scenario. And that could be the key to more upside on Bitcoin. So shout out to Good Eggs NFT. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciation. I appreciate everybody for sticking around here till the end of the stream and smashing that like button. Make sure you guys like the stream on your way out, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the urgent market updates that we uploaded like earlier today. And keep an eye out for the Market Cipher B tutorial dropping on Wednesday at 1 p.m. It's going to be super, super saucy, especially for anybody new to the channel, trying to understand how we do the analysis with the money flow, etc. I break down everything in that video for you guys. So with all that being said, make sure that notification bell is on, and I will see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Hasta pasta. Bing bong. Oh, God, the stream deck again. Should I smash it right now? Should we smash it live on stream? I'm just kidding, guys. Hasta pasta. I'll see you guys next time. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, though they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
What just happened? Oh, okay, we're live. And the stream deck is gone. I'm just kidding, guys. This is like a broken mouse cable from a long time ago. Stream Deck is still alive, but I guess the chair is still broken. But yeah, I'm going to fix that Stream Deck right now, guys. I didn't know what to do for the fake out, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to Bitcoin, to the moon, baby. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide, never see me coming, I'm a landmine, yeah I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand, if you ain't know, you about to understand, yeah. I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run